Shabbat Shalom.
It is so wonderful for us to be together to bring the light as we enter the darkest days of our year, and we will find tonight a whole number of reasons that we can bring light to this space and to our community. I'm Rabbi Leah Citrin, and it is wonderful to be on the bima with Cantor Amanda Kleinman, with Cantor Isaac Sanadasor, with cantorial intern Phil Fisherman, with Rabbi Alyssa Plaka, with our president Steve Maskett,
and with the wonderful musicians who are joining us this evening as well, Idan Santos on flute, Jerome Morris on percussion, Gilad Efrat on bass, accompanied by WRT's pianist and conductor, the wonderful Pete Malinverni.
The first way we'll bring light into this space is in a literal sense as we kindle the lights of Shabbat. And on the eve of celebrating Bat Mitzvah, I invite Sloan Allen and her family forward to help us kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Baruch Adonai Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotah v'tzivanu ichad ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
And we wish to you a mazel tov as you bring light to those standing by your side, as well as to our whole congregation as we celebrate your entering this next step of your Jewish journey. So mazel tov. Together we will continue welcoming Shabbat as our beloved with the words of Lecha Dodi, which can be found on page 138. And we will sing together verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And when we get to the last verse, then I'll give you some instructions about choreography.
Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki mekor haveracha merosh mikerem nesucha sof maaseh v'machshava tchila lecha dodi likrat kala v'nei Shabbat nekavela lecha dodi likrat kala
העם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקרלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקרלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקרלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת לקרלה.
You may be seated, unless, of course, you are in the third grade, in which case I invite our third graders forward as they get ready to lead us in prayer. You got it. Come down on this step. Yep. If you're reading, Jewel, come on over here. There you go. Okay. All right, you ready?
The Baruch is our call to worship. It helps us know we are ready to pray. It is important to have at least 10 people to say the Baruch because it is a call and response, and with other people, you can feel supported.
The third grade JLL students have been learning about the Baruch and preparing to share these thoughts with you about what it means for us to be awake, prepared, and listening. Even though only some of us are reading these words, almost all of us contributed to them.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? We feel awake when our eyes are open and we get out of bed because we usually feel happy and excited for the adventures that the day will bring.
We feel awake when we eat breakfast because a meal gives us energy, and we love having breakfast with family. We feel awake when we play outside because there's fresh air, and we feel awake when we are excited for something because it gives us a rush of energy that lasts the whole day.
We feel awake when riding horses because we love horses and they sometimes go fast, which really wakes us up. We feel awake when playing with our friends because when we are with our friends, we have fun and don't like sleeping. We feel awake when we are not tired because when we are tired, we daydream. When we are not tired, we listen.
We know someone is listening to us when they are focused because then they are paying attention and hearing us. We know someone is listening to us when they are looking at us and not talking because they won't interrupt us. If they were talking, they would be interrupting us.
We know someone is listening to us when they make eye contact because we can look back at them and know we see each other. Making eye contact shows that they are listening. We know someone is listening to us when they give us our full attention and are not joking around with someone else while we are talking. If they are joking around with someone else, then they are giving someone else their attention.
We know someone is listening to us when they nod, say our name, and face their body toward us because those are the clues that tell us they are paying attention. Paying attention is also important when it is time to pray. We know we are ready to pray when we get to temple because that is when we feel most comfortable since other people are doing it too. Being at temple to pray just feels right.
We know that we are ready to pray when we feel calm and relaxed because it is quiet and people can hear us and we don't have any distractions.
We know that we are ready to pray when we need help from God because God can help, especially when something is wrong.
We know that we are ready to pray when we feel happy because we can say thank you for things that make us happy.
We know that we are ready to pray when we are with our family because our family is everything. We love our family and we wouldn't do anything without them. We know that we are ready to pray when we are in a quiet place because if a place was loud, maybe God would not hear us.
We know that we are ready to pray when we have a prayer book to read because we need to see the words. We know that we are ready to pray when we hear music because then it is time to sing. Please turn in your prayer book to page 152 and listen to the music because it is time to sing the Bahu. Please rise.
Page 152.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed.
154.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך.
If we have any kindergarten first or second grade students from the JLL who are here, I want to invite you up at this time to be able to help lead us in Vishinantam as we talk about teaching the words of Ve'ahavta to our children.
Vishinantam levanecha veripartam, 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 bam, bam, badam, bam, bam. Vishinantam levanecha veripartam, 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 bam, 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 badam, bam, bam. ושבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך ודיברת פם פרם פם פם ושבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך ודיברת פם פרם פם פם ים פרם פם פם ים פרם פם פם ודיברת פם פרם פם פם Yum, ba-dum, bum, ba. Yum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Very barta, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum.
Toda rabah, thank you. We turn now to the words of Micha Mocha on page 158. Our song of freedom, we can appreciate that we have only one candle left representing someone who is not yet home, not yet free. We also know that this time of light brings with it special tunes, so our tune for Micha Mocha this evening may sound a little bit familiar as we get ready for something that's happening Sunday night. I'm not sure. Can anyone tell me? I'm not sure what it is. Something that starts on Sunday night? Hanukkah. No one here is excited for that, right? All right. We sing together.
Micha Mocha Ba'elim Adonai Micha Mocha Nedar B'Kodesh Nora Tehilot Oseh Pele Nora Tehilot Oseh Pele Nora Tehilot Oseh Pele. All right, you sound ready to do that in a couple of nights. That's good. Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. Ve'hamidenu Shomreinu, oh my, Echayim. Ufros, it's okay. Aleinu sukat shlomecha. Thanks, Rabbi. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
At this time, we'll ask the congregation to please rise and turn to page 166 for the words of the Amidah. We'd like to invite forward Sloan Allen, who on the occasion of her upcoming bat mitzvah will lead our congregation tonight in the words of the Avot Ve'imahot, page 166.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rahel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, V'konei hakol, v'socher hasdei avot ve'imachot, u'mevi ge'ula livnei v'nehem, leman shemo be'achava, melech ozer u'moshia u'magen. Baruch atah Adonai, magen Avraham, ve'etzrat Sarah.
אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים. ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
At this time, we take a moment of silent prayer. Third graders who come to tefillah on Sundays, you might know that silent prayer is what the sages call what? Do you guys know? We're getting there. It's what the sages call the heartbeat of prayer. So, this is the moment in which we have the opportunity to share our hopes and desires, our gratitude and our praise for God, with God. But if you're not sure what to pray for, I'll invite you to put your hand on your chest or take 2 fingers, yep, you're already doing it, and find your heartbeat. And once you understand what the prayer that your heart has to tell you is, the prayer that's in your heart, you can take a seat.
Shalom Bimromav Ose Shalom Bimromav Huyase 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 Shalom Huyase 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 Shalom, Huyase, Huyase, Huyase Shalom, Huyase
Our Torah portion this week, which comes toward the end of the book of Genesis, tells the story of our ancestor Joseph, who some of you might know had a very special article of clothing. Does anybody know what that was? A special coat of many colors, that's right. And so Joseph had 11 brothers, and Joseph, who was their father's favorite, received as a gift this coat of many colors, and his brothers were so jealous that they actually decided to throw him into a pit and then to sell him into slavery in Egypt. And that is the section of the Torah portion that we're reading today. But our Torah actually multiple times in this section calls our ancestor Joseph a dreamer. So while I'm chanting today, I'll invite you to take a second to think about what your own hopes and dreams are. For the honor of the Aliyah to the Torah, we'd like to call forward with gratitude the host families for this week's Lab Shabbat, the Corcoran family, the Blondman family, and the Gurney family, with a special acknowledgement as well to the Rosenblum family who were unable to join us this evening. Please come and join us on the bima for the honor of the Aliyah to the Torah.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol amin v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai notein haTorah.
Amen. Amen. Vayomeru ish el achiv hine bal hachalomot alazeh ba ve'ata lechuhu v'nahargehu v'nashlichehu ve'achar havorot ve'amanu chayara achalatu v'nireh ma yihiu chalomotav vayishma Reuven vayatzilehu mi'adam Vayomer lo nakenu nafesh.
1, 2, 3.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai notein haTorah.
Amen. Yasher Koach, and thank you to our wonderful host families for Lab Shabbat this week. You can go back to your seats. It is a tradition in Jewish communities around the world, in the presence of our Torah scroll, this book that has given strength to our people through the generations, to pause and to offer prayers on behalf of the community, and especially to offer prayers to all of those who are in need of healing, all of those who might find comfort and might find strength in the prayers of the community gathered here tonight. So if there's anyone you're thinking of who is in need of healing, whom you would hope our community could keep in our prayers tonight, I'd invite you to rise and to share their names with our congregation. We join together now in the words of Misha Beirach, our prayer of healing.
Before
we recite these prayers of healing, our congregation prays as well for the healing of Victor and Susan Shedlin, Jeffrey Millman, Rosalind Coran, Elizabeth and Anthony Dankner, Naomi Bat Esther, Tim Sharp, Carol Coleman Gerber, Charlotte Bassett, David Ze'ev Ben Fruma Etel, Ephraim Ben Lita, Richard Camus, Helen Brown, Erwin and Deanna Pearl, Daniel Ben Genevieve. We join together in praying for renewal of body, renewal of spirit. Together we say, Amen.
Shabbat Shalom. As we heard from Cantor Kleiman, our Torah portion this week, Parshat Vayeshev, tells an amazing story about a boy named Joseph and his special coat. One might even say it's worthy of a musical. But it's also a story about light in the darkness and how even one person's actions can make a big difference. Long ago, Joseph's brothers were jealous of that beautiful coat and his big dreams. As Cantor told us, they threw him in a pit, sold him as a slave. He was taken away from his home, which was a very dark and scary time for Joseph. And yet, even in the darkness of the pit and that far-off land, Joseph chose to be a light by being strong, resilient, and holding on to hope. The story I'm going to share tonight is another example of how we can be a light when things get dark. This story took place a long time ago, all the way back in 1993 in Billings, Montana. It was a snowy town, and there was something very special that happened. It was about this time of year. The holidays were coming, a time for lights, for joy and peace. In Billings, families of all different backgrounds lived together, including a young Jewish boy named Isaac and his family. For Hanukkah, they proudly put a beautiful electric Chanukia in their front window for everyone to see. But then something really sad happened. People who didn't like others being different from them started causing some trouble in the town. One cold night, someone threw a big rock through Isaac's bedroom, smashing the glass window and ruining the Chanukia. Isaac was scared, and his parents were worried. The police suggested that maybe they should take their Jewish symbols down just to be safe. But Isaac's mom knew in her heart that hate shouldn't win. The people of Billings heard what happened, and they felt sad and angry. They said, "Not in our town. No hate, no violence." Here's where the miracle of this story begins. A local newspaper, the Billings Gazette, had a brilliant idea. They printed a full-page drawing of a Hanukkah menorah in the newspaper, kind of like a coloring page. And then it was distributed, because in that time, not that long ago, there were still newspapers that people were getting delivered, and it was delivered, and 10,000 people colored in that Chanukia, and they put it in their windows. Isaac looked out his window a few days later and asked his mom, "Wow, I didn't know so many people in Billings were Jewish." His mom smiled and said, "No, honey, they are all different religions, but they are here to let you know that there are 10,000 arms wrapping themselves around you in a hug, saying that it's safe." The message of love was so bright that the hate groups couldn't keep going. The whole community became a giant, beautiful light standing up for what was right. Just like Joseph had to go through a dark time in the pit before he could bring light and leadership to Egypt, the people of Billings turned a moment of darkness and fear into a bright light of hope and community. In Vayeshev, Joseph's resilience helped him to survive. In Billings, the entire community's courage showed that love and standing up for your neighbors is stronger than any rock thrown through a window. The Hanukkah menorah in Billings became a symbol of courage to stand up against hate, even when it's scary. It became a symbol of unity among different peoples working together for good. It became a symbol for light, defeating darkness, just like we read in the Hanukkah story. This story teaches that we all have the power to be that light in the darkness, to stand up for our friends and neighbors, and to make sure that in our town, our school, in our synagogue, everyone feels safe and loved. The power of 10,000 paper Hanukkah menorahs brought everyone in Billings together. And just before I say Shabbat Shalom, that's not the slide. There's something in our lobby that you've probably walked by a million times every time you come in. And it's this photograph. And you can see that there's a hole in the middle in the glass, and there are people of all walks of life holding Chanukiot. This is Billings, Montana. So next time you leave, which for most of you I would hope is tonight, take a look on the wall and look more closely at this picture, remembering what can happen when a town stands together. Shabbat Shalom. As we return the Torah to the Ark, I invite everyone to please rise.
So for the last few weeks, Jacob has really been the focus of our parshiot, and now his son Joseph. The first word of the last two parshiot, the last two Torah portions, and today are different verbs. The second word is Jacob's name. The first one was Vayelech, and he went out. The second one was Vayishlach, and he sent out, he had different connections. And the third one today, Vayeshev. In other words, we see through these three parshiot the life of a human being, going out into the world, having different connections and relationships, growing, loving, caring, losing, moving through life. And then finally, Vayeshev, dwelling and staying still, the ending moments. And so we think of all of those whose moments in the land of the living have ended, but whose memories stay fervently in our hearts. I'll ask you to rise in the following order. If you laid to rest your loved one in the last 7 days, Shiv'ah, please rise. If it was in the last 30 days, Shloshim, please rise. If it was in the last year that you laid your loved one to rest, please rise. And if you're here to commemorate the yahrzeit, the passing of a loved one around this time in years past, please rise. Those of us who are seated notice the mourners in our community, and as if to embrace them, we rise alongside of them, one community. Our community remembers those who have passed in recent weeks. My grandfather, James Demko, Jane Thomas, sister of Marjorie Blake and aunt of Rabbi Jonathan Blake, Roberta Stone, mother of Tamar and Pam Stone, Stephen Garner, father of Hope Stevens, Helene Simon, mother of Ann Elman, Martin Gurney, father of David and Ken Gurney, and grandfather of Mark Gurney and Jennifer Agrin. Jeffrey Fischler, father of Jamie Lemley and brother of Bobby Fischler. Ricka Tarnoff, mother of Marcy Klein, and Barry Mendelson, brother-in-law of Helena and Michael Singer, and uncle of Alice Gorlick. We also remember those who passed in years past around this time. Phyllis Agrasane, Yuta Berger, Joseph L. Berkeley, Donald Blum, Gertrude J. Bonheim, Alan Broadwin, Larry Brody, Jean Carroll Chalk, Elizabeth Cohen, Cy Cove, Shirley Delborgo, Kenneth Diamond, Charles Field, Martin Fisher, Herman Fox, Mary Fox, Arnold Gould, Harry Green, Alan Greenberg, Nathaniel Heilvale, Philip Helbling, Murray Kofkin, Paul Jacobs, Solomon Cass, Aaron Koch, Eva Margolis Kulik, Betty Goldstein, Randy Lazarus, Gertrude Lefkowitz, Julius Lemley, Walter Lustberg, Mendel Magedman, Hyman Makovsky, Gertrude Manel, Sonia Mittler, Marion Plattis, Shirley Posner, Gabriel L. Rayfeld, Meyer Robart, Irene Teller, Dan Rosen, Joseph Ross, Mark Rosberg, Jennifer Rublin, Florence Schumann, David Schwab, Harold Siegel, Joyce Schertzer, Elizabeth Sinsheimer, Norman Starr, Max Stein, Judith Stemmerman, Shirley Swidler, Beatrice Underweiser, Charles S. Warshaw, Benjamin Weiss, Jeffrey Weissman, Rosalind Werber, Abraham Zagoria, and Harriet Zwickel. If I inadvertently mispronounce the name of your loved one, or you'd like to add the name of someone to our list of remembrances tonight, I'll invite you to do so. We'll continue with the Kaddish on page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divrach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh. B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'galau v'zman kariv v'imru.
Amen.
Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudesha b'richu. Le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Osei shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen.
Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru. Amen.
Zichronam Zichronam Livracha, may all of their memories be for a blessing, and may the way that we move through our world be a blessing upon their memories. You may be seated. We now invite Steve Maskett, our esteemed president, to the Bima to share some announcements with the congregation.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. So first of all, I want to thank Mike Rahimi for greeting so warmly, as he does so many Shabbats through the year. It's wonderful. And it was wonderful to see Sloan light the candles and pray with us. And I'm very excited for her and for Jacob Rackhauer, who's being bar mitzvah tomorrow. And thank you all for the third grade group that sung so beautifully. And so we have sharing Shabbat tomorrow morning at 9. These are the announcements. And that's in the CJL. And we have Torah study that starts with a minyan at 9 in the morning and follows with study after a very lovely little breakfast. And this Sunday, on Sunday, December 14th, which I think is going to be this Sunday, yes, Israel, the last 30 years will be something to learn about at WRT or on Zoom. Oh, no, that's just here at WRT. And the Winter Film Festival with Rabbi Blake will be watching Goodbye Columbus. Okay, that's on December 14th in the afternoon at 2 o'clock. And very excitingly, there's an intergenerational trip to Israel that's going to be this coming December 2026, a year from now. And if you're on a family track, which means parents and children or grandparents and children, that will be there will be an information center on this information meeting on December 14th, and please sign up for that so that we know you're coming. And if you're on an adult track, which means you're coming without children, but you're coming, then that will be a meeting on January 11th, which is Sunday, and that's at 12:45, and the meeting this December 14th is at 9:30 in the morning. Come learn about it. Did I get that right? Okay. There's a holiday food drive that's between December 17th and the 23rd. There'll be a bin outside the front door for you to drop off more food. It's very important. And somehow or other, we're going to have milk and cookies with Cantor Kleinman.
That's right. On Thursday, we have our annual Milk and Cookies Hanukkah celebration, which is at 4:45? 4 until 4:45.
That's right. That's in the social hall, right there. Okay, and then we have a community Hanukkah candle lighting and celebration, which will be next Friday at 5:30 p.m. will be the candle lighting, and then at 6:15 we'll have our Shabbat service. And beginning in 2026 will be another round of an adult B'nai Mitzvah class. And I hope that anyone interested in doing that will reach out to Rabbi Plotkow. It'll be wonderful. It'll be wonderful.
If you haven't celebrated your B'nai Mitzvah and you are an adult, come speak to me, please.
It's lovely. So, Shabbat Shalom.
As we close our service, giving thanks for the fruit of the vine and for that which sustains us, the Kiddush and Motzi, I'm going to invite our third grade friends to come back up and help us lead as we sanctify this day.
Yeah. Can you help me hold the Kiddush cup? All right, you ready? All right. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
You can get a piece once we say the blessing, of course. We're going to connect ourselves like the way the challah is braided. So third graders, if you want to come closer to the challah, since I know you're all hungry anyway. And we're going to join together. Ready? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat shalom.
All right, we're going into the social hall.